Okay, hey everyone, my name is Kelly Howe with kellyhowecoaching.com, and I am one of Margaret Lynch's Tapping into Wealth coaches, and I have been asked to join you all today to talk about one of my favorite modules in the Tapping into Wealth curriculum. This video is just for you guys. You won't find it anywhere else. It really is an exclusive, so enjoy and hang on to it because it's just for you. I am going to be talking about outrageous goals because I use this process all the time with my clients. It's almost hilarious how much I use it. And they'll kind of look at me and be like, again, seriously? But it really is worth doing over and over and over again because every time you do it, you get new information. And you know, of course, if you're working on setting outrageous goals, the most important thing you can do is continue to find those beliefs and chip away at them because beliefs sometimes do not shift as rapidly as you would expect with EFT, right? Like some things really can shift quickly, and even beliefs can drop away really quickly, but it's been my experience that even shifting a belief, you know, like 1%, 2% is a major win to opening up and saying, yes, I'm ready to change this, and opening to the universe and saying, heck yeah, I'm ready to have more. But they take a little bit more time to kind of chip away at. So I'm going to share with you an experience, a module that that I just did with my most difficult client, and I thought it would be fun to share because I just did this session. My husband actually came to me and said, hey, didn't you want me to work through that tapping into wealth stuff? And I about passed out. Hell froze over, and he actually asked for my help and said, yeah, I told you a while ago that I would work through that stuff with you. So I do use this all the time with my clients, but I just did this with my husband, so I thought I would share. So the session went like this. He has a really difficult time with setting goals in general, and he knows that about himself. So when we started asking, you know, talking about setting a number, he, you know, instantly he got a little bit fidgety and got a little bit uncomfortable, which I kind of love, right? And basically it went like this. He set his outrageous goal. Well, we set his goal, and we worked through the module exactly the way that it's lined out in Margaret's curriculum, and started checking in. I always have people check in with their body sensations as much as they can, just to kind of get them grounded and reconnect them with that mind-body experience. And my husband very quickly noticed that he was getting hot. Having that, you know, just talking about your stuff and getting vulnerable, and he was like, it's hot in here, can we turn the heater off, can we open a window? And we both kind of got a good laugh out of that. But we went through with the process, and really good stuff that just came out of it. And basically what we realized is that his big aha moment was how he really wasn't leaving space for anything magical to happen in his life as far as financial matters go. The very logical, rational part of him, when we set these goals, was kind of like, this is dumb. What are we doing? You know, this doesn't seem reasonable. This doesn't seem realistic. And of course, one of the first things that we have somebody say in this module is, it's impossible. And so we did a crap load of tapping just on that, just like it says in the book and in the modules. And it was, this is impossible. You guys are welcome to tap along with me, thinking about your goal, but the tapping went a lot like this. It's impossible. It's never effing gonna happen. It's ridiculous to even think about it. I need to be realistic. I need to be practical. This feels totally stupid. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's completely impossible. There's no way, no how. F these goals, they seem stupid. This isn't realistic. Why am I even doing this? I need to be realistic. I need to figure this out. This is impossible. This is impossible, and it's stupid, and it's impossible. And I will include the full tapping script that we worked through, but that was a lot of the tapping, the it's impossible. And even before I had him double his goal, the it's impossible on his first goal, that's, you know, a stretch from where we are right now, was the it's impossible was still pretty high. I think it was like a 6. So after we doubled his goal and really set that outrageous goal and did some tapping on the impossible there, he really started having a lot more physical sensations going on. Now, because he is one of the most difficult clients that I have ever worked with, of course he's my husband. And by the way, I don't recommend trying this at home unless you have been doing some tapping for a while, because tapping with your spouse is a real deal. It can be fun, but it can also be a real challenge, and they can be a real pain in the butt. So for him, he doesn't necessarily, he has a hard time finding the emotion behind it. He's a man, not surprising, right? But he can feel into his body and see what his body is telling him. So when we doubled his goal and went for that outrageous goal, we started tapping, and I told him to just kind of throw in anything that was coming up for him. And one of the things that came up as we were tapping was, I really feel this in my chest, right? He started feeling it in that heart area. And so we did the tapping. Still, again, a lot of that, it's impossible tapping. It's not going to happen. But I also had him really focus in on the sensation of feeling that in that heart area in his chest. And so the tapping went like this. It's impossible. I'm really feeling it in my heart. I'm really feeling it in my chest. It feels impossible. And for some reason, and I don't understand why, there's some sadness behind it. And he wouldn't admit it, but I could really tell it was there. He actually did say, you know, if I had to pick an emotion, it might be sadness. But I could tell it was bigger than he was letting on. So we said this, I'm feeling it. I don't understand it, and I don't have to. But there is some sadness there, and I may never understand. But just setting this goal, for some reason, makes me sad. It's impossible. And I'm really feeling it in my chest. And at this point, he started clearing his throat a lot. And he did say, yeah, it feels like my throat's tight too. So we threw that in. And my throat's really tight. It still feels impossible. And this tightness in my heart, this tightness in my throat, even just thinking about a goal, it still feels impossible. It still feels stupid. It feels like it's not practical. It's not realistic. It's still impossible. And so we tapped like that for a while. So after we got done, it wasn't one of those sessions where it's like, mind's blown, the earth has shifted, but everything did shift with him. Everything came down at least 1 or 2 points. The impossible part went from a 10, like it's 100% impossible, down to like a 7. And I explained to him that even just a little shift, really when you're looking at beliefs and how difficult those are to shift, even like 1 or 2 points is massive. Energetically shifting things, that is a massive, massive shift in a belief. So I explained to him, of course, more tapping to be done there, but he really, like the big aha moment for him when we started talking about at the end, when I explained that, what we basically just did is outline all of your limiting beliefs and all of the things in there that you believe, and will you actually put your heart into it, as Margaret says, if you only believe that it's 50% possible, if it's only a 5 for you, will you really put your heart into it? Will you really allow yourself to put yourself 100% into a goal if you don't believe it's possible? If it doesn't feel realistic, if it doesn't feel practical. And the other thing we haven't talked about is that he really felt like he was gonna have to work really hard. That was really, really intense for him. So again, we did the tapping, pretty much just like out of Margaret's book. It's gonna be really, really hard. And there's some sadness there. It's gonna be so hard. This whole thing, it would be way too hard. Maybe I don't even want it. It's gonna be way too hard. It's gonna be harder than it's worth it. I don't wanna live like that. It would probably kill me to live like that. And so that's how it went. We did that tapping, and the big aha moment for him was, yeah, I'm really not even allowing, yes, I need to be practical, I need to have a plan, I need to, work through a plan, but I'm not even allowing myself to lean into my faith that things can happen, to the magic, to the idea that ideas that I haven't thought of could come along, and just the openness that goes with it. I think his exact words were, yeah, I can really see how I'm not even open to it. And I'm like, wow, that's huge. So that was the big aha moment for my husband. As I said, don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen, unless you've been tapping for a little while. I'm just kidding. It is sometimes hard to tap with your spouse, but have fun with it. It really is an awesome process. I love it. Join me. I'm gonna have my scripts afterwards, so you can join me with my scripts and tap through more of what we tapped through. And thank you all for tapping with me and listening. I'll hopefully see you again. Mwah!